Welcome to the Speak Your Piece podcast. My name is Ian McNaughton. Thank you for joining us. Back making another appearance on the pod, Scotty K, off paid vacation. Hope you enjoyed it, man.
I loved it. It was great. Good to be on vacation. Got my exams done. We're done school now, so we're living back in Squamish too, back in the sunshine on the Seaside coast, and we're loving it. So.
Yeah, he's working out of his secret location on Mamcombe Road in Squamish. If you get the chance to go see him, go visit him. And also joining us today, our good friend Tanner. You're in Richmond, right, Tanner? You're still in Richmond?
Correct, yeah.
All right. UBCO student, friend of the pod. I got a whole list of stuff I could name off about you and what I know you do, but introduce yourself to people who might not be aware of you or what you're doing right now.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Tanner. I'm out here in sunny Richmond. I'm currently a second-year student at UBCO, and other than that, I like hockey. So that's what I have in common with Ian and Scott here.
We've been talking about crypto, though. We've been talking about
crypto, Bitcoin,
Bitcoin, Doge. We've been talking about that.
Yeah, the markets are looking too good today. Bitcoin's a little bit down. Can't hold 70K Canadian. I don't know, man. It's questionable, but Ethereum's going.
Not a great day if you're investing. We're recording this on Tuesday night, by the way, May the 4th. So happy Star Wars Day, everybody. If you like Star Wars, I'm a Star Wars guy. I know Scott's a Star Wars guy. I'm sure Tanner's a Star Wars guy.
Yep,
so
watch them all.
Even the pod of us watching Empire Strikes Back still probably one of my favorite pods of all time.
Just us bullshitting
Not gonna lie.
for like the whole movie.
It was terrific, yeah.
Tanner, do you have a favorite Star Wars episode?
No, I just enjoy it all.
Okay. All right.
I don't have any complaints about movies. I enjoyed the 3 after 2. I didn't have any complaints about those.
Yeah, I didn't mind those either, but I know some like hardcore fans are really upset when I say they weren't as bad as everyone says. But what do I know? I'm just some guy with a hat. You also do Sci4YouthBc.
That's correct. Yeah.
And explain what that is, because that's a really cool platform for people who are interested in the sciences to grow and learn about sciences. But so just chat about that for a second.
Okay. Yeah. Sci4YouthBc is a platform where we kind of present different career opportunities to the general audience, kind of like from high school to maybe like second-year university students. And the idea behind that was because, going into university, you kind of have all these different career paths that you don't really know which one you want to do. So like, for instance, I wanted to be a doctor, but then there's different types of doctors. So what we did was we catered to the general audience where we showed like different doctors and as well as in the different STEM areas. So like science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And it just kind of allows the audience to see the kind of like the broad areas of maybe that certain sector of science or tech. So it keeps your mind open to all the different possibilities that you can go into.
So I have you written down as the founder. I don't know if you're the actual founder or just at least like how many of you are involved with this project and are taking part of it right now?
Right now it's 5 of us. I was kind of the one that came up with the idea and then asked some of my friends if they wanted to help me. So there's 5 of us. Okay,
cool. And you're doing biochem right now, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Well, Scott just left, so that's cool. So I guess it's just you and me, big guy. No, but you're doing biochem right now, and now he's back. So you're doing biochem. Why should people? Because you've done 2 years, 2 or 3 years at UBCO.
Completed 2 now.
Completed 2. Okay. Why should people get into the biochem or the sciences or like Sci4YouthBc? Why do you think people should be interested or should take a look in that career path?
Oh man, coming out hard with these questions.
It's a loaded question, I know, but I mean, I'm interested here because if for people who don't know, like Tanner's like one of the smartest guys I know in terms of just science. No offense, Scott. Tanner is like one of the smartest guys I know and one of the most like knowledgeable people about it. But why should
1,000%. I agree with you there.
why like should people be interested in this sort of thing, or why should they look into the sciences as a career path?
You know, like inspiration comes from like all around us, and for me personally, it was like the Mythbusters, watching the Mythbusters growing up, and all those cool science experiments. Like, oh yeah, I want to do that. But then you kind of get to a point where you're really like, oh, not all science is like shooting guns around like a corner or blowing up things, you know. But there's science all around us, you know. Like everything's kind of made of science if you look into that different perspective. Like there's like physics and stuff around your room, as well as like the chemistry and the materials you use in your hair, and like the biology side, like why the plants grow and why we're allowed to have food and how the insects interact with it and pollinate with it. So it's just science is all around us, and there's so many interesting things you can do with the science. So that's what drew me to it. Going forward into the future with kind of our society going into tech, there's like a lot more newer opportunities. So like with Bitcoin, there's like blockchain. So people can go in that route, which is a exciting and growing sector of science in the technology realm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's just so much to do with science that I really enjoy.
You mentioned Mythbusters. What's your favorite Mythbusters episode or experiment they did? Do you have at least, if you don't have one, like name a couple, but is there one like that's like your favorite go-to?
Yikes! I can't think of any episodes off the top of my head, but I know Grant was my favorite Mythbuster.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing, so you mentioned we've been talking. You and I at least have been talking about cryptocurrency for like.
That's correct. Yeah.
I don't know, like last few months now. Scott is big into crypto. You can tell Scott's eager to talk about this. But can you for like. Again, for my dumb brain, like kind of explain it in like dummy terms, because I still don't understand. Like, I get that now we have like NFTs are becoming a big thing, right? Like NFTs are becoming huge. Can you like explain for at least a dummy like myself again, how does this crypto work, and what am I actually, if I want to invest in Bitcoin, what am I actually investing in?
Okay, yeah. So I guess we'll just use Bitcoin as the example because everyone knows that. But pretty much back in the day, Satoshi Nakamoto, which is an alias for the person or people who created Bitcoin, is still not known. They just kind of, I guess, a ghostwriter for the white paper of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is kind of like the cryptocurrency. The underlying technology is called the blockchain, which is a distributed ledger amongst computers around the world. And the reason why this blockchain technology is really cool is because it's kind of stored on each computer wherever there's a node, which would be the computer validating the network. So it's unhackable because there's no single point of failure. Because if you think about it, cryptocurrency, when say I want to send money from Vancouver here over to Shanghai, it has to go through like middlemen, right? So it has to go like through New York and then through like Abu Dhabi and then over to Shanghai, and then you lose a percentage of each transaction that the person has to handle, right? So Bitcoin eliminates the middleman by just sending the money, which would be in Bitcoin, over to the other computer that the person can receive. And what's good about this is because there's no single point of failure, that you don't really have to pay much in transaction fees or anything like that. So it's unhackable, so you won't lose your cryptocurrency or your money that you're sending.
But I was going to say, so there, what did you say? There's only 22,000 actual Bitcoins in existence.
Yeah, there's only 21 million ever.
21 million, okay.
That are ever going to exist. And the last one's predicted to be mined around 2,100, I think. 2,100. Yeah, around there.
That's insane. So, Go ahead.
Okay, so the reason why we're kind of seeing this bull run now, where it's just going up, is because every 4 years Bitcoin halves. So like when you are on the blockchain, and because you send a transaction, so say Ian sends a transaction to Scott, the miners or the other nodes, the computers in the network, have to validate the transaction. So they get reward for mining that block that gets put on the blockchain with a little bit of Bitcoin. So I think the reward right now per block for Bitcoin is 6 2.25 Bitcoin. And then every 4 years that will halve, so it'll go to 3.125. And then that kind of acts as an anti-inflation mechanism. So it gets scarcer and scarcer.
Because, yeah, I'm just looking at CNBC right now. Like Bitcoin's like one Bitcoin is 53,000. I'm guessing US because it's CNBC, but it's just insane.
Yeah. And
so you're saying that over time, there'll be less and less Bitcoin in existence because of the de-inflation measures that are taking place.
So there's already going to be a fixed number of Bitcoin in existence, but the amount that you can mine per block it gets less and less.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
And then this Dogecoin, oh my goodness, such a meme. I don't know why people are buying into it. It's such a hype train.
Because that's just what the world is now. It's just hype trains and just fucking memes that goes like this whole Reddit thing. So Doge is now up to, it says 55 cents for Doge. 25% change in the last 24 hours. That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
And Doge, so if you don't, Doge is like the coin with the dog, right? If you don't know what Doge is, which I think even Cuban invested in recently. I want to say Mark Cuban invested in pretty recently.
Yeah, I think he's allowing people to pay in Doge for Maverick tickets.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's such a Mark Cuban thing to do, though, right there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if in my generation, so our friend Armin, he does business at the University of Alberta. He's kind of the marketing director here at SYP. He was giving me the spiel about how, crypto is taking over, Bitcoin's taking over. You won't need banks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, I'm sure you will. I just don't know if it's going to happen in my generation. Like, I think this is like generations down the line that's happening.
Yeah, I can kind of attest to that. Like right now, I think we're still in early stages of adoption. We're starting to see institutional buying from big banks and, Tesla having Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So slowly but surely we'll work our way up to full adoption, but it's not going to get phased out like right away. We'll still need banks for most of the world and less economically developed countries, but we'll start to see a transition here soon, I believe.
I was going to say also Tesla stock is down like 11 points today, I think it is. Not great for Tesla. I also did some research. So you're an on ice official with the Richmond Minor Hockey Association, Tanner?
Yeah. Well, just BC Hockey.
BC Hockey. Okay. So not just Richmond, just BC Hockey. Okay. Good. Fun fact, SYP creator Scott, also former referee. So you guys can keep me in line here if I say anything wrong or do anything stupid. How did you get into refereeing? And was it kind of like the Scotty way of just you loved hockey, so you want to keep doing more, like get into the rink as much as you can, do as much hockey related stuff as you can? Or why did you get into the officiating part of the gig, Tanner?
Ooh, good question. I think just to see a different perspective and gain valuable skills. Also, it's always nice to be paid to go out there and on the ice and boss around little kids.
Like just the Timbits guys, you just like tell them to just like stop it, don't do that.
Yeah, you gotta kind of direct them to the face-off dot, like right here, guys.
Oh man!
Sometimes you have to move the stick in the face-off position and actually put it in the right spot for him. It's pretty funny, actually.
Do you have a good refereeing story, Tanner? Because Scott told his good refereeing story the last time you were on here, Scott, I guess it was. So Tanner, do you have a good refereeing story that you can share on here?
Nothing pops to mind instantly. I don't know. It's been a while. I haven't been on the ice since November 9th or something. But I had a few fights last year that you had to get in, and while you're getting in there, the elbows are coming up, so you're like they're knocking your visor up, and your whistle's getting bent in there. But I can't think of anything that comes right to mind right away. But I do have to say that the first few years, you don't get a lot of action because you're doing like the tykes and the smaller kids. But once you start getting up to the higher levels, maybe like around Bantam, that's where it starts to get fun and exciting.
The highest you've refed is band. Have you done like midget or anything higher than?
Yeah.
Okay.
Done. What are the Okanagan Rockets called? What league's that?
At the major midget.
Yeah, major. Yeah.
I did in October last year. I did a BCHL game, exhibition game.
Oh wow!
So that was interesting and tough.
That's
and those kids just yap at you.
What was the BCHL game? You was that in Surrey?
Langley versus. Let me check I have the game puck right here. Langley versus. I think it was Coquitlam.
Nice, interesting. Wow.
That's pretty good, actually.
The other thing, so Tanner, the other thing I know about you enjoy chess. You're a big chess guy.
Oh.
You need to teach me how to play chess because I get my ass kicked by my brother all the time in chess. And actually, that would be a good SYP like tournament. It's just you versus Neil, best of 7 chess, or something like that. And just see.
That would be good.
We could definitely set that up. I think Lee Chess has the ability to put on tournaments, and then I can teach you the London system. That's my go-to.
That's your go-to.
Yeah, especially with white, and then sometimes I play the Sicilian with black.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind because my brother will be listening. He'll be keen on knowing that. He's always studying, always learning, and I'm just never good enough. I can never compete with him.
Have you watched the Queen's Gambit?
I've not watched Queen's Gambit. Is that your go-to Netflix show right now?
I finished that a while ago, but I think it's definitely interesting. A lot of drama happens in there, and it's interesting. I think it would have been nicer if you could see the chessboard more. All
right, I haven't seen it, but I'll keep that in mind. More chessboard for the Queen's Gambit producers, directors. More chessboard. I was going to say, speaking of officiating and refereeing, do you want to talk about the Tom Wilson? I guess that's something we could go into and talk about a little bit. Tom Wilson, if you don't know, Monday basically just pulled Artemi Panarin's hair down and just dragged him and body slammed him onto an ice surface. $5,000 fine for Tom Wilson, which is essentially the same as Juju Smith-Schuster gets for wearing his socks too low in a football game. But that's just the world we live in now. Scott, I'll go to you first. Your thoughts on the whole Tom Wilson dilemma thing that we've seen?
Oh, it's honestly still a developing situation, but I think, yeah, man, that was not cool. Like, if you're going to do that to someone, don't pick on Panarin, who's a top 10 player in this league. Don't do that to Buchnevich, who's an elite and a good player in his own right. Like, he's doing it to the wrong players. That's not his place to do that. You're making the playoffs. This is a nothing game. The Rangers are done. They're done. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure they're done. But it's why? Like, he should get at least 5 games, being that he's a repeat offender. And like, if the NHL is going to protect their stars, they need to put big fines on players like him. Enough said.
Tanner, your thoughts on the Tom Wilson situation?
I only really got a glimpse of it once, but there's no place in the game for any of that. And I think a $5,000 fine is just a slap on the wrist for him. I mean, it's atrocious and not a good look for the league.
The league should have asked for 1 Bitcoin from Tom Wilson. 2 Bitcoins, maybe. There's so many things, like Scott says too, it is a developing story, but there's so many things wrong with this, and so many ways this could have been handled better. But again, this is just the league. That's who Tom Wilson is. That's who the Caps are. That's how this league is operating. That's how they do it, is just like, well, that's a part of the game. And it's like, well, we can't worry about that. That's just who they are. Tom Wilson probably should be suspended 5-6 games. He is a repeat offender. I don't know. I can't be shocked. I can't be shocked. I can't be surprised, because that's just who they are and how this all is. If that makes sense.
I think, again, to putting Panarin in a vulnerable position with no helmet and just slamming him down the ground, that just doesn't sit right with me.
No, because if it was any other sport, they would have been like, you get an automatic 10-game suspension for doing that to one of the star players. Like if somebody did that to Patrick Mahomes or LeBron James or whatever. I don't know if James doesn't really have hair, but you get the point. If you just choke slam a guy down onto the ground, it's not a good look. That's just how it is. But
Did you see him in the penalty box after? He's like, ooh, like.
Yeah, like a fourth grader. Like, that's like so childish. I don't get it.
Something you do when you're playing pickup basketball as a joke. You don't do that in the NHL.
Yeah, you're not doing that in the NHL.
I see Ian doing that on the court this summer, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, I'll do it on the
Ian
court.
would do that on the court.
Yeah, I do it on the court when I get a rebound and then I put it back up, but not because I just
when you post to me, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but not when I fucking drag somebody down onto the ice and then oh, look at me, I'm a big tough guy. It's like, no, you just dragged down on Tammy Panarin. Like, no shit. What did you expect was going to happen? I don't know.
Yeah. He's only 5'11", 176 or 175. Panarin is. He's not a big guy, so there's no reason for him to do that.
They play on Wednesday, by the way, at Madison Square Garden on prime time on NBCSN in the States. Definitely gonna be watching that.
Might have to watch that one.
That here's the thing. That's maybe that's what the NHL's end game was for this fucking thing to get good TV ratings for Wednesday night hockey. I don't know. Tanner, you're also a Canucks fan, aren't you? I believe you are.
A little bit. I don't know. I feel like as I've gotten older, I haven't really watched NHL anymore, but. Yeah, I guess I can say I'm a Canucks fan.
Well, that's okay, man. I mean, I know when I was younger, I used to be a way bigger, not way bigger, but probably way bigger. I knew a lot more what was going on in the league at the time compared to now. Now I'm just all over the place and just scatterbrained. Who's your favorite Canuck, Tanner? Do you have a guy you like on the Canucks?
Ooh, let's just go with Bo Horvat.
He's a good player.
Can't go wrong with that.
He's a good player.
Because I was watching the Canucks last night against the Oilers, and they looked like they were trying to make a comeback. That's another thing. I don't even think the Canucks should be playing either right now with all the COVID shit that they've had to go through.
They're not healthy enough to play.
No, they're definitely not 100%.
Yeah.
Can I just jump in here quickly?
Please, dude. This is Speak Your Piece. You say whatever you want.
What do you think about Alex Gaudette and kind of the situation with that? I think he got it first and kind of passed it along to the rest, or that's the rumor. And then the boys were mad and kind of wanted him traded and out of there. So what are your thoughts on that?
The Gaudette thing is weird because I heard a bunch of rumors he went to Whistler. I heard a bunch of rumors that he went out to a restaurant, which he could because the restrictions here allowed you to go out to restaurants at the time. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Where I feel there's at least something to be said. There's some truth to it, I think. I feel it is also convenient that he is a bottom six player who probably wasn't getting top six time with Vancouver anyways. So it probably just helps them moving him out. But I don't totally buy that the reason you traded him was because he wasn't good enough. Because I like him. I think Gaudette's a good player. I think he was, good for what he was offering you and the role he served. But Scott might be able to comment on it better or might have a different opinion than me.
He wasn't the right fit on the Canucks. He's projected as a second, a middle six forward who with offensive potential, and he was playing with guys that weren't going to help him get there. And in Chicago, he'll probably get a better chance at that. You look at someone like Sam Bennett; he's actually a great example in this scenario. Both Sam Bennett and Gaudette were both kind of just waffling. They're early careers; they weren't sure what was going on. Bennett's gone to Florida; he's put on a show. He's playing with Barkov, maybe playing Barkov and Huberdeau. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Not the point, but point being that he just probably needed a fresh start, and maybe you'll get that in Chicago because he is American, isn't he?
Sam Bennett?
He went to BC, I think, Boston College.
Or Adam Gaudette?
No, Adam Gaudette.
I think Adam Gambit is
yeah.
American. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Born in Massachusetts.
So being in Chicago will help him with that. Yeah.
Do you think, Tanner, that he was he was the scapegoat for the team's COVID issues?
It's quite possible. It'd be nice to maybe hear like what the dialogue that was happening in the change room and what the consensus it was with the guys, but it's very just unfortunate that everyone seemed to get it, and not knowing that they brought it home to their wives and stuff. It was a pretty scary thing. I don't wish it upon any of my enemies, but going back to the original point, I think there's maybe some truth to it, like you said.
And I would hope that they wouldn't trade him just because he brought COVID into, like, I don't think that's totally fair to the guy either. Because I think he was just following restrictions, and I don't think anyone intentionally, willingly goes out either to get COVID or knows they have COVID. Yep. But that's just me. And who knows? Maybe he, like Scott says, has a better fit in Chicago and he enjoys it and finds more success with the Blackhawks. I really don't know. I enjoyed watching him for what he was worth, and maybe it's an improvement getting out of Vancouver. The rent's expensive here, anyways. Any other hockey stuff you want to talk about, Scott? My Red Wings, I think, have more points than your Ducks, which is cool.
Ooh, shots fired.
Yeah, it's fine. I want Owen Power, so I'm happy with that. I'm okay.
I don't know how this draft thing is going to go in terms of getting players. I have no idea what it's going to look like.
Yeah, that's going to be another pod that we'll have to go in depth with for sure.
Yes. So Tanner, the other thing I know, I think I don't know. I did research on you. I looked you up online.
LinkedIn.
I checked LinkedIn. I know you enjoy fishing, right?
Yes, that's true.
All right. I also could kind of tell by the camo shirt. I don't think that was a total giveaway, but definitely might have helped. Where's your favorite fishing spot? Because I don't want to talk about COVID anymore. I want to change the subject a little bit more positive. Where's your favorite fishing spot?
Ooh.
And what's the biggest fish you ever caught?
Saltwater or freshwater?
Your choice.
Okay.
You can give one of each if you like.
Okay, saltwater up at my buddy's cabin on the Sunshine Coast. I think it's that mill. I forget the name of the mill, but it's right across from
it's a Port Mellon.
Yes, that's it.
Port Mellon, yes.
Every 2 or 4 years they have a pink run, so you can go out there and catch a few as they go up the stream. Not sure how big it was, but fisherman's tale, it's always bigger than what it seems. And then freshwater, there's quite a few lakes behind Peachland where I stay in the summertime. But there's a few that I haven't had a luck in. But there's a few creeks up there, like Deep Creek and Trepanier Creek, that you can catch a few trout there. And sometimes you take them home if they're the right size and clean them up and have some nice fish on the barbecue. But it's just awesome to be out there on the water.
You ever been to Pennask?
I think so, yeah.
Because I think it's been over 10 years since I went to Pennask, but I remember going 10 years, went a couple times, maybe 10 plus years ago. And I remember the fish just being catching fish for days, essentially, going camping, catching fish there. I like to go back there and see. I remember the road was a bitch getting in there because it's all dirt and gravel roads when you get in there, right?
That's the one by the mine, right?
Yeah, by the is it the Brenda mine?
Yeah, I think there's two though. There's
Brenda mine. Yeah.
There's a lake right by sort of the mine, and then further down the dirt road, there's another lake, which I think is Duck Lake, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, I think you might be right. I might have to Google that, but I know Pennask was the one I was going to ask you about, and there's another spot. Shit, I can't remember what it is, but it's somewhere in Peachland, not quite Kelowna.
Headwaters?
No, it had another name to it.
Silver Lake? Oh, Shannon Lake, maybe.
Possibly, I can't remember. I'm gonna remember this at the worst possible time, and like then it's not gonna be good for podcast content. But yeah, what's the biggest fish you ever caught? Do you think you can remember?
Probably like a foot.
No, not a big one. No,
not a big one. They don't get too big out there. Maybe like
no.
They're like just small like pond trout.
It's when you get onto the ocean. Like I remember, I have like a family friends who are in like Oak Bay on the island, and we used to go out near Souk, and like you could get some good fish out near Souk. Highly recommended for those who are listening and are trying to plan a fishing trip. Highly recommend checking out Souk and getting out to the west coast of the island. Scott, do you have any good fishing? I was gonna say.
I do actually. Yeah, I was gonna get that. So, I've been up to Haida Gwaii twice, and one of the times we went on a boat, and I think obviously I was like 12 years old, so I had a lot of help, but I think I got reeled in like a 60-pound halibut.
Oh hell yeah!
And we ate it that night. But yeah, that's Haida Gwaii. So again, the fish up there, unreal. And if you like for real, if you're looking for a good place to go fishing, go there. Helijet, shameless plug, sponsors and does all the flying of people and stuff to and from lodges and stuff. And it's Haida Gwaii is a good place and it's pretty cool.
The fish up there are built different.
They are built different. Yeah, no kidding.
Well,
that's some real fish in there, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you gotta, if you're looking for a fishing trip, maybe not this summer either in terms of traveling, maybe don't travel this summer, especially if it's not in your region. Travel region or health region, same thing. But yeah, you got a bunch of different, you're looking for a good fishing trip. I've been meaning, the other thing, because I want to do a fishing trip again, but the other thing was that Armin was trying to get us to go on a houseboat last summer, Scott, remember that? Where he was saying we should rent this houseboat on like Pitt Lake, and he thought that would be a great idea. I can't tell if he's.
Who is this? Sorry?
Do you remember when Armin was suggesting that we go on a houseboat? Armin.
Oh, yeah, right. Of course. Yeah, right.
You ever been to Pitt Lake, Tanner?
Where's that?
Under the Port Mann. Or no, that's the Fraser. It's not under the Port Mann. But what's the other bridge I'm thinking of? The one you take to go out to Maple Ridge.
The Pitt River Bridge.
Pitt River Bridge.
No, I haven't been out there. No, I have not.
It's interesting. We're going to be doing our new, well, not new game show. We'll do a new version of the game show called Good, Bad, or Insert Adjective Here, because that's the name we sort of came up with, and we're kind of sticking with it because it's our own and it's original. I don't know who's got to start first or who should be starting first. Scott, you go first because you're back here and you can ask us first. So good, bad, or insert.
I'll go first. Okay, so I've got two right now, and I'm gonna come up with a third one on the spot here.
Sure.
So number one, Ian, this is more for you. Jakub Vrana, good, bad, or insert adjective here.
Oh, that dude's been hot. That dude has been summertime heat hot. I'll tell you. He got the Forsberg shootout goal the other day. He had a 4-goal game a couple nights ago as well. Can't believe we got him and a first-round pick.
And Richard Panik.
And Panik in a second from Manta. So that was a pretty good deal. I like Vrana. He's good. Love him. Can't say enough about him.
I'm gonna say hot, HAWT.
Yes.
As your answer, because that's what you said for out. Got it. Okay, Tanner, thoughts on Jakub Vrana?
Good. I haven't really followed him.
That's a good answer. Good. You'll get back on the pod with that answer. You keep it up. Do you want me to go next?
Okay. I have another one.
All right, you go ahead.
I'll do all three.
Sure.
I'll do all three. So this is unreleased at this point, but Migos Culture 3 album. Good, bad, insert adjective here. If you've heard any previews,
I have not heard any.
You'll have an answer to this, but if not, that's okay.
I have no answer to it. I think Culture 1 was better than Culture 2, wasn't it? Even though Culture 2 had like a couple good songs as well.
Yes. I'm with you there. Culture 1 was better.
I think it was better because it's the OG one, so I can't hate on the OG one. But like, no. I don't know.
Never.
Tanner might know more than I would.
I haven't heard anything, but if it's anything like the movie industry where the one first movie is the best and then the next two are, I'll say mediocre.
Hey, don't disrespect. Was it Terminator or Terminator 2? That Terminator 2 slaps.
There you go. Okay, I've got my last one here. I am just writing it down right now. Stranger Things. Good, bad, insert adjective here.
Speaking of film, well, TV shows. I would. It's meh an adjective. Like it's definitely like what Tanner said of like it's decreased my like interest level in the seasons. It started out good and then just.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Tanner, your thoughts on Stranger Things?
Haven't watched any episodes. No comment.
Probably that's also probably a good answer.
What?
There's better.
The reason why I ask is because I just started watching.
And what are you? How far into it are you? Do you want me to spoil it for you?
No, don't spoil it. I finished season 1, which was really good, and I'm just starting season 2 probably tonight, hopefully. So.
What's your?
Yeah, I love it so far.
What's your Big
really
Eats rating on season 1? Of,
definitely a fun show to watch for sure.
What's your Big Eats season 1 rating for Stranger Things?
Oh, season 1, 3.75.
That's lower than I thought you would give it.
Well, it's not the greatest show in the world. It's very good. So, it's not a 5-star show, but it is very good. I will say that. It's probably more like a 4, but.
You know what? Okay, that's fine. I'll go next. We just told Tanner about this, so it's probably not. He probably doesn't have anything he wants us to ask anything to ask that's good, bad, or insert adjective here. So I won't force him to ask if he doesn't have anything. What I do want to ask both you guys: Bass Pro Shops, good, bad, or insert adjective here. How do you guys feel about Bass Pro Shop?
Good.
Good.
Everything you can imagine.
Tanner says good. I think Bass Pro is pretty good. I'm not a huge hunter, fisherman, that kind of thing. But they have cool hats, and I bought a shirt there once. It was on sale. I still have it in my closet. I still wear it. So, yeah, fine. Fine is my adjective.
The American in me kind of wants to see what the hunting rifles are like, but again, you can't go into the gun section unless you have the actual like permits or license to operate a gun. But I'd like to see what those are like and how that operate. How they operate. That's part of it. Be interesting. Not.
Have you ever shot a gun?
Yeah, I've shot a gun. I tried a gun a few times, like shotguns, like when you're going out like shooting clays or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Wasn't ideal. Wasn't my favorite. I didn't totally enjoy that because I went with I had to go out. So it was a Boxing Day. It was snowing like hell, cold in the Okanagan. Went with my dad's family, and I had to operate the shotgun, which hurt my shoulder. Because it's like that's just how it is. Not a big fan of it. Not saying I'm pro gun or anything. I just like to see how they work. Also, hot sauce. You guys are big hot sauce fans. Good, bad, or insert adjective here about hot sauce.
Scott can go first.
On what, sorry?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce. Like sriracha's, yes. Sriracha's good. Hot sauce, hit and miss. It depends what it is, and it depends what it's on. I'll just say, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you got Frank's Red Hot sauce, if you had the option to have that with something, maybe you're taking it. Maybe
I wouldn't I wouldn't drench it, but like a little bit, yeah. It's okay. Right. I like spicy food, so yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Tanner, do you like hot sauce?
Not a huge fan. But my mom actually made a recipe not too long ago, like maybe a week ago, where it was chicken, you fry it up, and then you cook some rice on the side, and then for the sauce you put I think a whole bottle of Frank's Red Hot sauce in it, and then you put cream cheese in it too, so it's like nice and spicy, but like not too spicy, and it's pretty good on
Let's
rice.
go.
Like sweet heat.
I can send you the recipe later if you want.
Please send me the recipe later. I would greatly appreciate that.
Will do.
And a final thing, Vancouver. I'm gonna say just Vancouver, the city itself. Good, bad, or insert adjective here. How do we feel about Vancouver?
It's the homeland. I can't hate on the homeland. It's beautiful. Vancouver's a beautiful city. The traffic isn't beautiful, but that's one aspect of it. For the most part, if you know your way around, Vancouver's a beautiful city.
Thoughts on Vancouver, Tanner?
Oh, I love living here. And in Okanagan, when you're living there, like everything closes at like 9, 10. So like you can't go and get dessert at like 1 a.m. So it's a little bit of a bummer. But I mean, with every city, there's always the good and the bad. There's a few things we could fix around here, but other than that, I think like a 9 out of 10 for Vancouver.
I like to do one day. I will do like a BC town and city rankings, and then I'm gonna probably put Vancouver at the top. But also, it's nice when it's also nice when it's sunny like this, when the weather's good and it makes you want to go outside and be outside. That also helps. Do you want to do the mailbag section, Scott?
Yeah, let's bring it. Oh, I guess I have to pull that up. Hey,
You want to pull that up, or do you want me to pull that up?
I got it. Let me. Actually, maybe you should. Your internet's a little bit better than mine. Mine's been a little spotty today.
I thought you were almost in Kelowna with how bad your Wi-Fi was. His Wi-Fi so bad. His Wi-Fi so bad it took him a second or two to actually get that. We have 4 questions in our mailbag, all from Jevin at Left Side Heavy Pod. Shout out Jevin. Go check out his stuff.
Great guy.
Spoiler alert: we're going to be on his podcast next week, so we're already spoiling it for him. He's probably not going to be thrilled, but we'll be on that next week, next Monday. Jevin says first, Lil Baby or Da Baby?
Oh, dude, this is so easy.
It's Lil Baby.
This is so easy. Tanner, do you have an answer?
No, I don't really listen to mumble rap.
That's fair too. I'm going to say
okay.
It's Lil Baby, easily, without a doubt.
Who are you, dude? The Baby's way better.
The Baby is way better.
The Baby is way better.
The Baby has maybe 2.
100%.
No, The Baby has like maybe 2 songs. If you told 2 good songs, if you told me I could either listen to a Lil Baby feature or a Da Baby song, I would rather listen to the song with the Lil Baby feature. That's
different though, because it's one part of a song. That's a different debate.
I don't think so.
We'll have to get Kyle and Keith on here to give us some rap
that
details.
Sounds like a really bad idea. Go-to pizza order. Do you guys each of you have a go-to pizza order? Mine, I love just regular crust, pepperoni, salami. That's my go-to for a pizza order. Obviously, cheese. Don't think that needs to be said, but just in case people make fun of me for it. Pepperoni, salami. Tanner, do you have a go-to pizza order?
Fresh slices, barbecue chicken pizza.
Ooh, respect.
That's a good
Can't
choice.
go wrong with that.
That is a good one.
Scott?
Oh, I don't know. Denenzi's makes a nasty barbecue chicken pizza. It's actually really good. But
their meat lovers pizza, if I remember, is good.
Yeah. Too. The what's it called? What's that called? It was like a hilarious name. The Butcher, like Joey the Butcher. That's the name of the pizza.
Okay, sure, that sounds right.
That's the one we got you when you were kind of sauced on Super Bowl weekend a couple years ago.
So, sounds about right.
Yeah, it sounds right. So, but yeah, it's probably the barbecue chicken from Denenzi's is my favorite one, especially in Kelowna. But Top Hat's pepperoni slaps. It's a 5-star big eats right there.
Well, aren't you kind? In case you don't know, Top Hat is where my brother works. Jevin, also, this is a 2-parter, so I'll go with the first one. If you had to recite one song from front to back, what would it be? But the second part of that is, if you were to mess up, you're dead. But if you beat Eminem in a rap battle, you can live. See, I don't know. I don't think I can name any. I don't think I could recite any song from front to back.
I have a couple. Tanner, I'll let you go first though.
I think I just got to default on this one and say happy birthday. Can't go wrong with that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a really good choice by Tanner right there.
Gotta play it safe.
I wish I thought of that. That's funny.
Happy birthday is Tanner's go-to karaoke song right there. You heard it here first, folks.
That would rule.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, no, I don't have any songs. Scott,
no?
what's your two?
So some people that listen to this podcast, one of
can I guess them?
Sure.
Sure.
There's no way you're getting one of them.
Is it Holla Back Girl by Gwen Stefani?
No.
That was my one get. The other one of them is either like Amigos or a Future song.
Nope.
Oh, okay, then I have no idea. I'm in left field in this one. What are your two songs that you can recite front of?
One of them
is it the Canadian national anthem?
Well, that's probably one of them. No, Holy by Florida Georgia Line, a country song. It's definitely I can recite that one. Now it's probably my go-to karaoke song. Maybe Blinding Lights, but it'd be hard.
You're really from.
That's probably Holy.
You're really from like the suburbs and rural area of Kelowna, aren't you? When you can go country song front to back.
I mean, what can I say? But yeah, probably a country song would be my go-to karaoke song for sure. I could probably. Oh, I don't know. Maybe T-shirt by Migos. Maybe it'd be hard though. I have to relearn it.
There's gotta be
also the Drake part from Never Recover. I do know that part very well.
Okay. So as it turns out, Jevin, Scott and I are alive, or Scott and Tanner are alive, and I'm dead because I can't name a song. I can't recite a song front to back. Tanner, anything else you want to plug or shout out before we head out here, before we go on the podcast? Anything you want to promote just before we head out?
Sure, yeah. Don't gamble on Doge. Please don't gamble on Doge. It's not worth it. Like, you can see those crazy gains in a few days, but you're gonna get wiped out one of these days. Infinite supply is not good. So know your limits, play within it.
And don't invest in Doge. Got it. Okay, got
it. Scott, anything else before we head out here, before we go?
Honestly, Tanner said it. That was a great way to end the podcast. Don't invest in Doge. I never have, and I've never been a big stonks guy, but here we are.
You just like the meme. You don't actually invest in it. You just like the meme of like.
I honestly don't understand the Bitcoin, Dogecoin, but Tanner gave us a really good insight today, and we thank Tanner for that, and we're really happy you came on. It's actually been a long time coming. We wanted to get you on for a year at least, but we're happy you're here. So
we've been trying to make it happen, and it's finally happened. So
thanks for having me.
You're welcome, Tanner. Thank you everybody for listening. You know where to find us. We'll be back again soon. Peace out.